We are hearing Bhaktyaloka, 12 essays written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, explaining the second and third verse of Upadeshamrita of Rupa Goswami. Now we are hearing about Tat Karma Pravartana, devotional activities. That is one item which is favorable for devotion. So we heard yesterday that endeavoring for huge projects should be given up as they decrease bhakti. Yesterday also I explained that this applies to capacity of some person. Like Sridhar Maharaj was wondering why Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur making such huge projects everywhere. How is this going well with this injunction of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? Then Prabhupada explained to him, it depends on the capacity of person, what is huge or what is small for someone. So someone who is very qualified, like Roman, that empire, Julius Caesar, he could maintain whole empire, still he had time, leisure time, but someone cannot even maintain one family. Or we see Ambarish Maharaj. He was the sole owner of the whole world, autocrat. But he had time to worship Supreme Lord himself, doing arati, cleaning the temple, washing utensils, bowing down, hearing Harikatha, everything. At the same time maintaining whole world as a king. Also, when one god brother of our Parangurudev told him, Madhav Goswami Maharaj, you are making a very big mission. All over India you are opening big mats. Who will take care of all this after you will leave this world? Then Parangurudev said, you don't worry about this. One who will come after me, he will preach even more than me. Then Gurudev came. So because Gurudev is qualified, he could maintain that without difficulty, and also new mats were opened, and also Gurudev went to preach in Western countries. So for one who is qualified, something may not be huge, but for another one may be huge. So I was also thinking, when I saw one small temple, our mat in Krishna Nagar, very nice but small. So I said to Gurudev with enthusiasm, oh Gurudev, like this small one we can make in Slovenia also. Then Gurudev smiled and said, it is not difficult to make a building. Building anyone can make. But one sincere person should be there. Means one who is fully devoted to Krishna, has no any other desires. Such a person is required to run the mat or temple. Building alone is not the mat. Mat is where devotional practice is going on and devotional preaching, and that can be maintained only by someone who is well established in devotion. At least on Nishta stage he must be. So Gurudev made me understand what is the point here. One should not study or explain at all books which are averse to the Lord. One should study the conclusive scriptures of the great devotees, Vedas, Smritis, Puranas, and Pancharatra, which teach and explain pure bhakti. In other scriptures, only useless logic is taught. Sometimes you have to study, like Jiva Goswami, he studied Shankaracharya's commentary to Vedanta Sutra, not because he wants to learn from there and he wants to preach there, but because to know his explanation so that he can show the defects in that explanation and can establish real interpretation of the Vedanta Sutra. So their target is correct. So in that case, it can be okay. But again, if you get such service is not for everyone. Living as a householder or after renouncing household life, actions for eating and clothing remain for a long time. As long as we are in this world, this will be there. Eating and clothing. And also you can include medicine and house, place to stay. All this we have to do. Thus, in all these actions, it is necessary to show lack of miserliness. In relation to this, in Padma Puran, it is written, Alabde va vinashte va bhakshya chadana sadhane aviklava matir bhutva harim eva dhiya smarit. Being undisturbed when one does not attain food or clothing, or when these things are lost, one should remember the Lord with one's intelligence. So in all circumstances, we have to give effort for getting these things for the service of Krishna, but if Krishna does not give, because he is the only maintainer, that is one part of Sharanagati, to believe that without Krishna giving, no one can give you. They may be instrumental, but if Krishna does not sanction, then we should not be disturbed, but always remember Krishna, like you remember that Tairtik Brahmin. He was wandering all over India, visiting different holy places. Then he came to Mayapur, and he was the guest of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, and they gave him to cook, and he cooked, and he offered in meditation to Krishna, but then Nimai came and ate that. So that Brahmin thought, oh, now offering is spoiled. But he was not disturbed. He thought, it is Krishna's desire what to do. It is not in my karma today to eat cooked food. So you give me any fruit or anything you have in house, I will eat that. Then they again requested him. Again he cooked. And again Mahaprabhu came and ate. Then again he said, it is not in my karma today to get, so you don't worry. Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra and others, they were worrying, but he was not worried. It is not the desire of Krishna, so I will fast or I will eat what is easily available. That is the mood of a devotee. Then they all slept already, and they put Nimai in some other place to sleep also. But when the third time that Brahmin at midnight he offered rice, again because Vishwarup, brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, requested him very humbly, it is not good, you are our guest, if you will not eat, it will be offense on our part, so I am requesting you with very humble words and nice looking also, Vishwarup. So that Brahmin's heart was melted, and he agreed, okay, we'll cook. Then he was the only one awake, and he offered to Krishna by Krishna mantra. Again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came from nowhere, because he is everywhere. That is the point. He has no barrier. He was in another house, but he can do whatever he likes. So he came and ate. Again Brahmin became surprised. Then Brahmin said, why you are constantly coming to eat when I offer to Krishna? Then Mahaprabhu said, because you are offering to me, that is why I am coming. Then he showed him his form as a Krishna. And that Brahmin, out of ecstatical symptoms, he fell down unconscious. Then Mahaprabhu took him back to consciousness and explained to him that I am that Krishna. But you should not tell now to others. You keep this as a secret. So then that Brahmin stayed there in Mayapur. And daily he used to come and take darshan of Nimai Pandit. Now he knew who is he. So, but the point was that Brahmin took it. It is the will of Krishna, I'm not getting food. So it is his will, he's all good. So he was not disturbed. So we should not be disturbed with this. The meaning is that whether one is in the house or the forest, the sadhaka should make some efforts for food and clothing. The householder should search for food and clothing by farming, business, protecting citizens, and serving others. According to your Vaishya, Shudra, or Kshatriya, the protecting citizens is Kshatriya. Farming Vaishya, business also Vaishya, and serving others is Shudra. The renounced person should do this by begging. The devotee should not be upset if he does not receive food or clothing, or if he receives and loses it. With peaceful mind, he engages in remembering Krishna. If his wife and son are destroyed, a householder laments intensely. But the devotee sadhakas should not lament for long when this happens. It will be natural to lament, but devotees should not do it for a long time. By having that understanding that all these relations in this world are temporary, and it is going on by the karma of jivas, and that fruit of karma is given by Krishna, so ultimately it is by Krishna's desire. So with this knowledge they will be able to give up lamentation. As a reaction, immediately that will come, but it will not be constantly fueled by that false ego and attachment and other desires. There also, father of Raghunath Das Goswami, when Raghunath Das Goswami wanted to renounce house, then his mother told to father that you tie him down. Then father of Raghunath Das Goswami, Hiranya, or Govardhan, that Majumdar, he told, if such a beautiful wife and so much money, such opulence cannot keep him in the house, then what will mere ropes do? How it is possible? And also father cannot change the prarabdha karma of son. Son was existing already eternally, that is Atma. This son was not created now after being born. That Atma is eternal, and that Atma has certain activities in past life. And the results of those activities are his prarabdha karma in this life. So father has nothing to do with that. He cannot change that. He cannot protect him. So according to that, it will go. So all these are, this is going on like this. No one can stop. It is by the will of Krishna. He's giving the fruit. And when Dhruva left the house, was in the forest, then king thought Dhruva died in the forest. Lions, tigers, they ate him. So he was lamenting with great intensity. Then when Narad came to see him, then king explained, then Narad said, no, king, he's all right. He's worshipping Supreme Lord. No one can do anything to him. You don't worry. He's protected by Supreme Lord. He will come back to you. And also one more thing. It is not that you can protect him. Even sitting on your lap in the house, if it is in his time, in his karma, that he will have to give up body, sitting in your lap he may die. You cannot protect him. No one can change that. Fixed time is there for everyone according to past lives actions. Now prarabdha karma is coming. When the fruits are finished, then body will finish. So children cannot protect parents. Parents cannot protect children. It is impossible. They may be instrumental for something, but when that time will come, then no one can do anything, because Krishna is the only protector, Krishna is the only maintainer, and he's giving the fruit. So when one has to give up body, it will happen. So in a short time, they should give up lamenting and engage in cultivating Krishna. This is the only remedy. There is no any other remedy. Unless we cultivate Krishna consciousness, it is impossible to give up lamentation. By more and more realization of reality, then one can accept the happenings in this world, what is going on. It is by the will of Krishna, it is for the good of all. Then he will not lament. The more you realize that, the more you can give up lamentation. The renounced devotee, if lacking a blanket, water pot or food, or if it is taken by an animal or a human, should not lament. The sadhaka should give up all the urges such as lamentation and anger. Otherwise, this is a great obstacle to remembering Krishna constantly. Padma Puran says, Shokamar Shadibir Bhaver Akrantam Yasya Manasam Katham Tatra Mukundasya Spurti Sambhavana Bhavet. How it is possible for Mukunda to appear in the mind of a person whose mind is afflicted with lamentation, anger, and other emotions? This also we find in Dhruva's case. He was angry because he felt hurt by the words of his stepmother. Also, he was hurt that his father did not say anything when stepmother pushed him away. So he was hurt, emotionally hurt, and angry, and hostile mentality, revengeful mentality. But his mother told him, you should worship Supreme Lord. He is the only one who can fulfill all your desires, but you should not have such hostile mentality to your stepmother or father, because by that Supreme Lord will not be pleased. You are not accepting that he is the giver of the fruits. So you should give up this. And our Gurudev told, when Brahma prayed to Supreme Lord after stealing cows, then he took his shelter and was praying. Then Brahma there also said, Tatenu Kampam Susamikshamanam Bunyanatma, that verse, that devotee will not blame others for their own suffering, because they know it is the fruit of my own action, and it is the grace of Supreme Lord. Then if they have such understanding, such attitude, then they can fully offer themselves for the service of Krishna. Hrid Vagva Purvirdadan Namaste Jiveta Jo Mukti Pada Sadaiva. Gurudev told, only then it is possible to fully dedicate yourself to Krishna. Otherwise, you will always have some issue. Oh, that person did this to me, so it's very bad. All the time issue that is going on. So that will take away your attention. You cannot give your attention to Krishna. So this sort of emotions, lamentation, anger, and other emotions should be given up with proper realization and serve Krishna. Then it will be possible to get darshan of Krishna. inside your heart. Otherwise your attention will be somewhere else, that issue. The person endeavoring for bhajan should worship only Krishna. He does not worship devatas, but he should not disrespect any devata or scripture concerning them, because that is for gradual development of people on that level. He himself will not practice that, but also will not disrespect, knowing that that is for certain eligibility, and also he will pay proper respect to devatas, demigods, by knowing them to be servants of Krishna. So he will also pay respect as devotees and will also pray only for devotion to Krishna from them. Yes, now Bhakti Thakur is further saying, the devatas are servants obedient to Krishna. Knowing this, when one is in front of them, one should show respect. Padma Puran says, Harir eva sadaradhyah sarva deveshwareshwara itare brahma rudradhya navagyeya kadachana. One should always worship Hari, the Lord of the masters of all the devatas. Sarva deveshwareshwara. This is the meaning. The Lord of the masters of all the devatas. On the other hand, one should never disrespect Brahma, Shiva, and others, because they're servants of Krishna. The meaning is that the Supreme Lord is one entity. Others are his special guna avatars. According to humans' qualifications, the devatas are worthy of worship and are worshipped. But Vishnu alone is to be worshipped by persons in Satya Guna. Humans worshipping many devatas for many births, raising themselves in the gunas, when they worship Vishnu as the one Lord in a birth, in that birth, eternal auspiciousness arises. Yes. When they worship Vishnu as the one Lord in a birth, in that birth, eternal auspiciousness arises. Krishna is the final manifestation of Vishnu Tattva. All rasas are possible with Krishna only. All are Vishnu, three Vishnu avatars, the Narayan, Ramchandra, and Rishinga Bhaman, all are Vishnu, Vishnu Tattva, omnipotent Supreme Lord. But in Leela, they are different. They are one person. Only Leela is different, and in Krishna Leela, highest type of rasa is manifested. That is why he is final manifestation of Vishnu Tattva. When the jiva becomes nirguna and worships through Sattva Guna, he attains service to Krishna Tattva. You will offer all sattvic items of this world to Krishna. Out of compassion, one should not disturb other living entities. His heart is always filled with mercy towards others. Showing mercy to others is a special anga of bhakti. The person attempting bhajan should practice carefully this nature. Today I spoke on that Zoom meeting how one lady from France came to India not desiring to meet devotees to worship Krishna, but for some marriage and also for learning of painting like this. But somehow by one friend who is a devotee, she also met our Gurudev in Delhi Mat, and she was so much impressed. Then she told me after that, she said, I'm not seeing like you are all seeing like a guru and you are behaving in this way, but I'm seeing he's so kind. I never met anyone so kind. He's so kind person. Because that is natural for Vaishnava. He does not want to disturb anyone because no exploitation mood is there. So showing mercy to others is a special anga of bhakti. Why? Because they see all jivas, they belong to Krishna. They are loved by him. Krishna has affection for them. So if you make any cruel act to them, Krishna will be displeased. But if you are well-wishing, compassionate, helping, sympathetic, kind, then Krishna will be pleased. It is one kind of devotion also. It is very necessary for the devotee to carefully endeavor to avoid this seva and 10 nama aparadas. Seva aparadas are to diti, 32 kinds, and 10 nama aparadas also. One should deliberate a little on offenses for the ordinary devotee concerning service to the deity. It is not possible for him to avoid all the seva aparadas. When going to the temple, one must avoid several seva aparadas. The nama aparadas are discussed in many places. These offenses should carefully be avoided by all sadhakas. That is why our Gurudev wrote in that Sadhana Sanketa. 10 nama aparadas and 33 seva aparadas. You should know those are acts which are displeasing to Krishna, so you should first know them and then you have to give up them, avoid them. The attempts at bhajan become useless for those who are lax in this matter. Don't take seriously and don't follow, that is lax. In Padma Purana it is written, Seva parada krit api muchate hari sangshraya, harer api aparadan yah kuryat dvipada pankshava. Namashraya kadachit syat tarati eva sanamata, namno pisarva suhrido hi aparadat patat yada. A person who commits all offenses is freed from all those offenses by taking complete shelter of Hari. When you take complete shelter of Hari, then you will do only things which are pleasing to him and will not do those things which are displeasing. That is the meaning of taking complete shelter of Hari. Then there is no chance of committing offenses and you will be rescued from those past. But the two-legged animal who commits offense against Hari, that is Sevaparat, is freed from those offenses by taking shelter of Sri Hari's name. However, because if you commit Sevaparat, some displeasing action to Diti, that Diti is Krishna and the name is also Krishna and original Krishna, they are all same. So if you chant the name with sincerity, then the person Diti will become pleased with you. So you will be freed from those seva paradas because he will become pleased by you chanting. However, though the name is the friend of all, by committing an offense against the name, a person falls to the lower regions that you will have to give up. And the biggest offense to the name are two. First one, to criticize devotees, and the third one, to criticize Guru, to disrespect Guru, to think he's ordinary mortal, and to disobey him. The name will be displeased. But if opposite we do, we sing the glories of Vaishnava's Guru and follow their instruction, then name will be pleased. Then we can be rescued from this nama aparat. The sadhaka should not hear criticism of Krishna or the devotees. When this criticism occurs, one should leave that place out of protest. That is one kind of action, protest. Means you don't agree with that, you are not supporting, you go away, then you are freed from that offense. Those who have weak hearts gradually fall from bhakti by hearing criticism of Krishna and the devotees out of regard for others. Yes, this is weakness of heart. You are friend with someone, or in some, like majorities, there are many people there. So they will criticize, and out of weakness of your heart, you will don't want to displease them or keep that friendship like this. So you will hear criticism and then you will fall down. Or like sometimes someone goes to some house and then they will offer him many things. So he does not want to, out of weakness of heart, he does not want to dissatisfy them, so he will take that. But the thing is, we should not take which cannot be offered to Krishna. We can take only prasad, not just anything. So if we want to please them, don't want to like make them feel uncomfortable or something, that means our target is to please them, not Krishna. But if our target as devotees of Krishna is to please him, then we will not do that action just for the sake of having regard for others. We should have regard for Krishna and his devotee. So we should follow in all circumstances, we should follow that which is pleasing to Krishna and give up that which is displeasing. Particularly respecting these 20 angas mentioned, bhava will manifest. 20 angas, first 10, they are positive prescriptions, and the second 10 are what we have to give up. If we follow these 20, then bhava will manifest. Bhava is the fruit of sadhana bhakti. By performing sadhana bhakti, the goal is to attain bhava bhakti, that stage of pure devotion. Then after prema will come. Krishna's mercy is the root of manifesting bhava. Without association of devotees, Krishna's mercy does not arise. Among the angas, the limbs of devotion, taking shelter at the feet of a guru, diksha, and serving guru are the root of all other angas. Yes. Otherwise it will not be sadhana. It may be sukriti, but sadhana bhakti will be only when we do under the guidance of guru as he prescribes. So you see, they are the root of all other angas. So much important is this. So if this is so much necessary by the will of Krishna, it is stated in all Shastra, then, as I'm telling now these few days, so bona fide Guru Parampara will be there, must be there, otherwise this will not be possible to practice. Then how you will be rescued? Then what is the use of Shastra to give such instruction, which you cannot follow? So Krishna is maintaining bona fide Guru Paramparas in this world and giving connection with living Guru, one who is living in this world. You cannot take initiation from some previous Guru. Only in exceptional cases that is possible in Samadhi, but that is not general rule. Generally is to take shelter of one Guru who is living in this world, and you have to hear that mantra from him, Diksha, and get instructions, knowledge, and serve him. Without this, nothing else will be for the satisfaction of Krishna. So if this is so important, then you can understand that those who say there is no Guru Parampara, there is no need of Diksha, that is deviation. among all the angas mentioned after this, from wearing marks of a Vaishnava to meditation, the angas are angas of archana. This is also wearing tilak is practice sadhana bhakti to satisfy Krishna. Some people, they think it is like some kind of decoration or pride that you are of this sampradaya or that group, this sect like this. It is not for this reason. So some also, I heard, some they stopped wearing tilak. Then you ask why? Then they say because we don't want to like fight based on this with other sampradayas. But that is not the point of tilak. Wearing tilak, these Vaishnava marks, it is one kind of service to Krishna. If you put tilak and mantra, then Krishna will be satisfied. You are doing for this purpose. It is devotional practice, and it is the first one. In Ajamil, that topic, when servants of Yamaraj came to him, then Yamaraj told them, you can bring any other person, but you should never bring to me someone who is wearing tilak and tulsi mala. They are under another court, that is Vaikuntha court, not my court. I have no jurisdiction. So there he mentions the minimum of a Vaishnava is this, wear tulsi and tilak. That is why our Gurudev, when someone was discouraged and was like humbly telling to Gurudev, I cannot do any bhajan, it's all useless, like in that kind of mood, if someone approached, then Gurudev, to encourage them, he said, no, you are wearing tulsi. How you are saying you are not doing anything for the satisfaction of Krishna? And you are here in this place, it is the place of bhajan. You are wearing tilak. These are all services of Krishna. And at the time of taking initiation, Guru will not initiate if aspirant is not having tulsi. It is impossible. So this is the basis. Why? Because without having tulsi, you cannot be offered to Krishna. Like for Bhoga, you have to put tulsi, otherwise Krishna will not accept. If you don't have practically, then mentally you have to give. So before taking initiation, one has to have tulsi and tilaks, 12 tilaks, and then he will get name and other instructions. And then for sadhana, every day you have to do this. You should not put down tulsi. And tilak also you should have. Some, they have only for the initiation, but that is not the point. It is meant for satisfaction of Krishna. Wearing marks of a Vaishnava, then it comes to dhyana, that is part of archan also, to meditate. These are the angas of archan. As much as possible, one should practice all these angas obtained from the Guru. Guru gives this. And Guru also says, if Gopi Chandan, that clay, is not available, you are in some other countries, not available, then at least with purified water, with that mantra you call Ganga, at least with that you have to put tilak. The tilak must be there. And tulsi always. Then also you will be protected from ghosts and also from Yamaraj. Dasya, Sakya, Atmanivedan are special actions which awaken bhava. Practically speaking, these angas are bhava. Dasya means when you are considering yourself a servant of Krishna, only doing his service, And Sakya, friendship, that is already a relationship, pure devotion. And Atmanivedan, completely submitting to him, offering everything for his service, like Bali Maharaj, they already are bhava, pure devotion. Only at the stage of sadhana, they're counted among the activities of sadhana bhakti, on that stage, when we try to practice this. One should offer to Krishna whatever is there in this world, whatever is there to oneself. This has many meanings. The purport is that not enjoying an object because one likes it, one should give to Krishna and enjoy it as his prasad. Making all activities mundane and spiritual so that they have Krishna as the goal produces auspiciousness. In Pancharatra it is said, Laukiki Vaidiki Vapi Ya Kriya Kriyate Mune Hari Sevanu Kulaiva Sakarja Bhakti Michata. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is quoted from Pancharatra. O sage, among all the Vedic and routine actions that are performed, the person desiring bhakti should perform those which are favorable for service to the Lord. So you see, this is also some time ago I was telling. Not that just anyone who has any connection with Vedas is automatically a devotee. In Vedas there are many advices, many prescriptions for many different levels of people. Karma Kand, Jnana Kand, Ashtanga Yoga, that's so many things. So just any connection with Veda does not mean pure devotion. So here, among all the Vedic and routine actions that are performed, the persons desiring bhakti should perform those which are favorable for service to the Lord. One who does those with his knowledge of relation with Krishna, that only will be devotion. And he can be called as devotee. The devotee is very rare in this world. Very rare. It is not a cheap thing. Vedic actions are actions such as wedding and other smarta samskaras. Worldly actions for protecting people and those related to the body are routine actions, laukiki. Marriage is for establishing Krishna's family. One produces offspring, that is children, to increase service to Krishna. They will be servants of Krishna, those children. So to increase the service of Krishna, for that reason he will make. It is one kind of seva also, if it is for this purpose. That is why Srila Bhaktyaloka Maharaj explained that verse. Kama Krishna Karma Arpane. Narottam Thakur said in that song, I will engage lust or passion for Krishna's service, Krishna karma or actions for Krishna service. So different explanations, acharyas, they give some say passion, that energy for action that you will give for the service of Krishna, or for householders, it can mean I will offer kama in the form of child for Krishna seva. This is Bhaktyaloka Maharaj's explanation. It is applied in this way. Marriage is for establishing Krishna's family. One produces offspring to increase service to Krishna. One performs Shraddha, here it is wrongly written, Here it is not Shraddha, it is Shrad. On first A should be that A at that line. One observes Shrad rites, that is for departed souls. One performs Shrad rites, etc. for satisfying Krishna's servants. One observes festivals of feasting for satisfying all Krishna's jivas. One should make all these actions favorable for serving Krishna. Then this will not become materialistic karma kanda. Thinking the body and house are all Krishna's, one protects the body, the house, and society. This is called Krishna's family. We have to take care of this body, also take care of this house and society, everything, but knowing they belong to Krishna and should be used for his service. So when you're doing this understanding, then that will be also devotion. Your taking care of body will be devotion to Krishna. Because fit body will be engaged in the service of Krishna, and house will be engaged. If house is half broken, then how will that serve Krishna? House is properly taken care of, and body is taken fit, then you use for the service of Krishna. So that care is also part of devotion. This is called Krishna's family. The whole of sadhaka's life should be decorated with surrender. The 6 types of surrender are described in many places in the devotional scriptures. Without surrender, the jiva's life is useless. Always surrendering, the jiva should worship Krishna. Those 6 items of surrender, 2 are main. To accept Krishna is the only maintainer, Krishna is the only protector. They are main. Others are accompanying, to be humble, to offer everything to Krishna, to accept what is favorable, to reject what is unfavorable. Objects related to Krishna are called tadya. The main tadya is service to Tulsi. Tulsi belongs to Krishna, or is related to him. Tulsi is Brinda Devi, highest devotee in Golok Vrindavan. So she's related. If you serve her, means serve a devotee, then Krishna will be pleased. Skanda Puran says, Drishta sprishta tatha dhyata kirtita namita shruta ropita sevita nityam pujita tulsi shobha navada tulasim devim ye bhajanti dine dine yuga koti sahasrani te vasanti harer grihe. Those who worship auspicious Tulasi daily by 9 processes, namely seeing, touching, meditating, glorifying, offering obeisances, hearing glories, planting, serving by watering, and worshipping her, live in the Lord's house for 10 billion yugas. Our Gurudev, I saw him when bowing down, and then parikrama, and then after parikrama he will touch this hand like this, and he will. It's one kind of seva. Gently you have to touch to get the grace. And thinking, meditating, glorifying. That is why we are singing that kirtan. Namore Namore Maya, the Tulsi Maharani and Tulsi Krishna Preyasi, offering obeisances, hearing glories, planting if you sow seed, serving by watering, and worshipping her. Arati you can do of Tulsi. You can offer all items, incense, light, that, everything. These are the 9 ways of worshipping Tulsi. The scriptures which explain bhakti to Krishna are considered tadya. The chief among those scriptures is Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Charitamrita is similarly respected because Chaitanya Charitamrita, all conclusions are from Bhagavatam. Because Mahaprabhu was preaching Bhagavatam, so his teaching is that of Bhagavatam. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is based. Also something more is manifest in Chaitanya Charitamrita than in Bhagavatam, directly about Radharani. Persons who daily recite and hear these bhakti scriptures are fortunate. Krishna's tirthas like Mathura are suitable places for the sadhaka to live. Among the places, Mathura is the best. Living in Navadip is similar. Mathura here means whole Brajamandal. In Brahma Purana it is said, Shruta Smrita Kirtita Chavanchita Prekshita Gata Sprishta Shrita Sevita Cha Mathurabhishta Dan Rinam. Hearing about, remembering, glorifying, desiring, seeing, visiting, touching, taking shelter, and serving Mathura, that is whole Brajamandal, 12 forest of Brajamandal. Not only Mathura city, but Mathura Mandal means all 12 forests. Kamyavan, Talavan, Vrindavan, Gokul, Mahan, all 12, and Govardhan, everything there. If someone does this, serving Mathura fulfills all the desires of human beings. Tomorrow, we will further here.